What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is season 3, Insecure, episode 7. All right, this episode we saw some growth from some characters. We saw literally nothing has changed about some of these characters, and y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going storyline by storyline so we can make it all make sense. We're gonna make it make sense, okay? So we're gonna start off with Issa. Issa spends the majority of this episode obsessing over Nathan. Hey, we have all been there, sister girl. We done all been there. When you go out with somebody, you have a really good time with that person, y'all getting to know each other, and then all of a sudden they just stop calling, they stop texting, you don't know what the hell happened, you worried about, did I say something, did I do something wrong, I don't understand why this person haven't contacted me, did we get in an argument, like, I am totally confused about what's going on. And that's basically what happened. So she goes through several stages. You know how we make excuses for the person. Well, maybe he busy. I saw a lot. I belong to this group on Facebook, and they were saying that he was in jail. I'm like, when Liv called her and said that they said he made a statement. They didn't say they arrested him. They didn't say that the police contacted him. They said he made a statement, and that was it. All he did was make a statement, okay? Y'all read into it. He was in jail. He was doing this. Nah, he wasn't in no jail. He just ain't want to talk to you. She goes through those stages of making an excuse for him. Well, maybe, this is wrong, and maybe something happened. And then she goes through the stage of where she's trying to figure out, it's hope. I'm going to post some pictures. I'm going to be cute. Maybe I can, something is going on, and, I'm going to be cute or whatever. And then she going to the despair stage, the acceptance stage, okay? So, she's checking his Instagram. He's not posting at first. So she get all cute. She take her pictures and post the pictures, child. So we hear a lot of her inner thoughts this episode, which is not that common. We, every once in a while they'll go to her inner thoughts, but most of the time we don't hear her actual thoughts. But she's going through all these things in her head. Like, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Like, bitch, I think I'm good. Like, I don't understand what happened. Quick story. I have had this experience before. More than once, okay? Not exactly the same experience, like I didn't have sex with the person, but we went out on a date. We had a really good time. We talked, we laughed, and we talked for about a week after that. And all of a sudden, he just stopped calling. He just stopped texting. He just ghosted me, okay? Like, I don't even know what happened. Like, I still don't know what happened. And I texted him on his birthday because I was being a Issa. I was like, well, maybe if we want to know why. It ain't necessarily like you had to date me, but at least you can tell me why you don't want to talk no more. Or you could just say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. It was really nice meeting you, but I don't want to, I didn't get that, but I texted him on his birthday because it's very close to mine. So I was like, I texted him on his birthday, and he texted me back, thank you, sorry. That was all I got. So, I have definitely been here before. So, she going through her head, like I said, is something wrong with her? He probably found somebody better, all those things that we do as women. We all do this as women, worried about, what the next woman got going on, or what, why is this person not contacting us? She goes through the stage where she makes the fake account. Y'all, she tried to message him with the fake account, but at the same time, she didn't even log out of her account, so you messaging him a fake message from your account with your dumb self. So this lets you know she too old. Just like I was too old to be texting that boy. She too old. She too old to be going through all of these things or whatever. She convinces Molly later on to take her to Andrew's house with some fake desserts because she want to snoop around or see if Andrew home or try to find out some information. So they go over there. It's already awkward because we'll talk about what happened between Molly and Andrew. But she said she got to go to the bathroom. And y'all, she went into full stalker mode, okay? She is in this boy room looking through this boy computer. She find the Coachella bracelet like, oh, he must have mean something to me. You would have thought it was an episode of Law and Order the way she was digging all in this man's shit. I said, girl, you doing way too much, sis. Now it's time for a low-key restraining order, okay? He don't want to talk to you, girl. He do not want to talk to you. So right when she about to snoop and get on his computer, first of all, his password is not your name, girl. It's not. So Molly tells her, girl, what are you doing? So they get in the car, they go back home, and now we in the stage of accepting. Issa deletes his number out of her phone. She just wake up one day like, you know what? He ain't fuck with me like that. So you know what? I'm just going to let it go. She delete his phone number out the phone. She unfollow him on social media. She even goes through and deletes the contacts. You know how you can delete somebody's number, but their number will still show up in the phone especially in your call log. She goes through and deletes each one of the cards. That's when you serious about deletion, okay? So she puts on her clothes, fixes herself up, and she goes to the entrepreneurship workshop that Lawrence told her about in the last episode. So she goes there, and so she stops by to see Lawrence and tell him thank you. And it was nice. She asked him out for coffee. I don't know about y'all, but like, at first, I wasn't really that happy to see Lawrence, but I'm actually glad to see him. You know, he like a breath of fresh air. You know, he looking good, girl. He looked good in their work pants, honey. So they went on down to get some coffee, and, you know, they have a nice little conversation, and, you know, he tell her about he been trying to go to church, and, you know, she tell him how hard it's been. She kind of have a moment. Sometimes it's nice to have a moment with somebody that's familiar, but sometimes I feel like Issa leans too much on the men in her life to help her get her shit together. Like, she's sitting here telling him, you know, I got to deal with my own stuff. You know, I can't let other people prop me up and X, Y, and Z, but it's like as soon as you feel, you know, one person not giving you attention, then you ran back to familiar land, you know. But it was nice to see them have a conversation as friends without anything else on top of it. Like I told y'all, I think at the end of this series, they're going to be back together. I mean, they wouldn't keep developing this relationship and these stages of their relationship if at the end of the day, they ones are going to end up to being back together, okay? So that was Issa's storyline. I feel like Nathan gonna pop up again at some point. We gonna see Nathan again. He ain't totally gone. He just a fuck boy, so he gonna disappear and come back at the most inconvenient moment possible. That's what I believe is gonna happen. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about Issa this week. Child, let's talk about Molly, girl. Molly is the most aggravating character on this whole entire show. I have never seen nobody self-sabotage themselves like this whole duo, okay? And then when somebody get her to get child, let's just go ahead and get into it. So Molly goes out with Andrew on the first date. It's real cute. They chit-chat, they talk or whatever. He calling her Molly Squared the whole time. I thought that was cute. Him and his bum was cute. His teeth. You know, his teeth ain't all the way quite right. But, you know, you could get him some charcoal toothpaste and, you know, take care of that. You know what I'm saying? So we could work with it. So, they go on another date later on, and they talk about what they said to each other at Coachella. You know, he like, why you avoiding me? Because I did the most, you know. And he like, well, I told you some stuff too. And she was like, oh, you told me how you kiss your friend's girlfriend. And she was like, you grimy. So that's a shot, right? That's a little joke. And he was like, well, you grime recognize grime, and you slept with your, what about when you slept with your married friend or whatever? And she was like, I'm not grimy, and you don't know the situation. I was like, girl, here we go with this, but here we go again, okay? Here we go again. Girl, I cannot with my, she was already on my nerves at this point. So she gets so mad. Well, he like, tell me the situation. I mean, what happened? And she was like, well, he led me on to think it was something that it was not. And he was like, a married dude led you on. And baby, that touched the nerve, okay? And she got up and she walked out the room. Now, Molly, you came for this man jokingly. So when you come for somebody like that, like a joke, I'm sure he made the assumption that she was over whatever situation she was telling him about. That's why he made a joke about it. But at the end of the day, it was just a joke. Maybe a bad joke, but just a joke. It wasn't nothing for you to get up and walk out on that man and leave him sitting there looking stupid by himself because you made stupid. What the real tea is, you look stupid, you feel stupid, and you realize how stupid that sounded, that man telling you he was in an open relationship. Girl, what you thought was going to happen, girl? What you thought was going to happen? Instead of using Andrew to get over Dro, you need to be dealing with whatever issues you had with Dro. You need to be dealing with that hurt and that pain of that whatever stupid expectation you thought was going to happen from that relationship, child, because I just can't see it. I'm sorry. I cannot see it. And Molly is sad, child. Molly is sad. She don't want nobody to tell her nothing. That's why she don't tell her therapist stuff. That's why she don't tell Issa everything that's going on in her life. And she continues to make the same dumb decisions and self-sabotage. So he's pissed, obviously. So at the job, we see that Tyrion has to reschedule the presentation that she's working on. She's all excited because she found this precedent that's going to help their case. But Tyrion, you know, he got a Torian. He got to reschedule because of something else. And so she runs into one of the partners in the office, and she telling him about the precedent, and he like, okay, well, run it by Torian, you know, let us know, you know, when y'all ready or whatever. And she was like, well, you know, I could just run it, you know, without him already grimy, but you not grimy though. How, girl? How? So basically, you done already made enemies out of 3 people at the job, the 2 ladies and Torian, who all rank above you. How do you plan on moving up? This is not good for office politics. You're not going to have no allies in the office in a hot minute. Okay, sis? So this not going to be good for you. So, you know, later on, she sees Torian and she tried to speak to him and he paid her ass dust. And I would have paid her dust too. I am the lead on this case. You are the secondary. So you're supposed to run that by me. Whether or not she like him, whether or not she think her stuff is tight and ready to go without him is besides the point. That's not your role at this point. So, you know, Molly is she doing too much. Like, she doing too much. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, she is really becoming an unlikable character. I don't know how y'all feel about Molly, but she is really becoming an unlikable character to me. I'm starting to not like this hoe at all, okay? Because, girl, I ain't never seen nobody determined to be unhappy. You just determined to not have no man. So later on, obviously, when her and Issa show up at Andrew's house, you know, they done already had a little friction. So, you know, he's like, okay, well, why are you over here, girl? You ain't come all the way over here to bring me no fake-ass desserts. And she's like, oh, I came because I want to tell you I forgive you for what you said to me. He was like, forgive you? What are you talking about? Like, girl, I don't even know you, okay? I don't know who you're trying to be. Like, I thought you was keeping it real with me, but I don't even know who the real Molly is. And I'm wondering right now, is all y'all fucked up? We need to know. Girl, I need to know. And I want to know, too. Is all of y'all messed up? Girl, like, what do you want? Who are you, sis? Deal with it. And so Molly, you know, she in her feelings once again. And like I said, she go get Issa and they leave. So I like him for her, actually, because he the only person I know who would get her together smooth, but not bitch made like Dro. Because I feel like they both knew what they was doing getting into the situation. I had this debate with somebody on Facebook last week. He was saying, well, she knew what situation she was getting in. She knew how petty he was. She knew, you know, if she changed the dynamic of the friendship because she slept with him and X, Y, and Z. I said, but first of all, we not going to act like Joe ain't give her no whole PowerPoint presentation on why she should be in an open relationship. He damn near begged the girl to be with her. On top of that, it was always a reluctant acceptance, and part of that was because of friendship. But we can use that same logic for Joe. He also know Molly is a flip-flopper. He been her friend for 20 years. He had to beg her and convince her to be in this relationship, so it was bound to happen that she was going to back out of it at some point because he know that's not what she really want. And being her friend for 20 years, I don't see why that was such a big deal for any of them to say, you know what, I really care about you and I love you as a friend, but I can't do this. You know, this is not what I want. And for him to say, you know what, I love you enough to be like, okay, that's cool, instead of him acting like a bitch. So to me, both of them got in their feelings because they, you know, really, I don't know, maybe they thought something else was going to happen or they expected more for the relationship than what it was going to be. But y'all know each other. Y'all been knowing each other your whole life. So why would you even do that? He also changed the dynamic of the relationship when he decided to convince his friend to be in this open relationship. If he really cared about her and, you know, the friendship, he would have asked somebody else to be in his open relationship and not Molly. If Molly really thought about herself, you're not going to get what you want. This is your friend and you sleeping with him and he married. Regardless if it's open or not, it's gonna be feelings involved. So both of them got into a situation that neither one they shouldn't have gotten into. Period. The blame falls on both of them because they grown and they both know better. You can have all the open marriage you want to, baby, but just bring somebody else up in that mess, baby. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so I blame both of them, and not both of them in their feelings looking stupid. He got a baby and a wife, and you don't have nobody, Molly. So be by yourself and be angry and seem like she take her feelings out of the fact that she feels stupid on everybody else. And she's very mean. I love her no-nonsense approach most of the time, but right now, girl, you are taking your stuff out on other people. Andrew ain't did nothing to you but make a little joke, honey. You got up in your feelings. I don't like all of that. Molly, boo on Molly. Molly ain't nothing changed about Molly since the first season. I'm just going to be totally honest with y'all. Molly is the same vapid, self-sabotaging person. I don't know. When she get a perfect man, she don't want him. When she get a man that's flawed, child, I don't know. When she get somebody else, man, she don't want him. Child, I don't know, child. I don't know. So what y'all think about that? Let me know. And last but not least, Lawrence and Chad decide he want to go to church. I guess after you get that STD, you know it make you want to go on to the Lord's house. Okay, so Lawrence say he going to give him some Jesus. And Chad like, you know what? And Chad like, you know what? I'm going to go too. So they go to church and the pastor's giving all these crazy metaphors about, you know, don't slide into the DM, slide into this pew. It was cute. It was corny. Whatever. So you think that, you know, who is getting into this, right? But Chad, he felt the spirit of the Lord, honey. So he got up. He said, hallelujah. Hallelujah, I feel it. I receive it. Baby, he received it. So he got up and he rededicated himself to Christ, and he was feeling good, honey. And so they walked out to church, and he met this nice young lady, and they went on a date, and it seemed like she was a little bit too gung-ho to make him her, God-fearing husband. She said she go to church, she do this, she do that, she go in the youth ministry, she do a lot of stuff, and it's been a whole year. And she's very involved in the church. And he was like, oh, you go to church? Oh, okay, like church. I ain't gonna lie, I go to church. I used to do the kids choir. I used to do every Wednesday night at Bible study singing, and I do sing almost every Sunday at church. I go to church. I love the Lord, and I have faith, okay? So if you don't, you ain't got to go to church with me every Sunday, but I can't deal with nobody who, don't, believe, who don't have a belief system. You don't have to be exactly my belief system, but you got to believe in something, child, because the word, listen, that's a whole nother conversation. But Lawrence, he don't know if he ready for all that. He like, I don't know if I'm about to be doing all of that, girl. Like, you doing a lot. So later on, she texts him and asked him, is she gonna see him at Bible study? Sister girl was a little bit gung-ho. Like, girl, he just went to church one time and you already invite him to Bible study. Like, let him ease into it. Don't just, it look like you out here looking for you a husband, okay? So he texts her back, we'll see, I'ma holler at you later. That mean he ain't coming. Anytime somebody say we'll see, that mean you ain't coming. When he sees Issa later on and they have coffee, he tells her about, he went to church, but he don't know if he ready for all of that, And she tell him, well, it's lots of different kind of churches. You just need to find a church that's the church for you. And so I feel like that resonated with him a bit. It's nice to see his character grow. And like I said, I'm glad to see him back because it's nice to have something to counteract the frustration that Issa, not so much Issa, but Miley ass, okay, be giving you every season. Girl, I am tired of her, hunty. I am tired. Okay, so one thing I want to say about this season that it's been okay, but because we haven't had the drama of Issa and Lawrence, it's kind of like season, like this doesn't feel like the end of the season. It kind of feels like the season is just getting started. Like we need another 5 or 6 episodes to develop. I also feel like they didn't really develop Nathan's character a lot. So when he ghosted, it's not as significant as it would have been if they had maybe spent less time with Daniel and more time with Nathan. Not a whole lot more, because I feel like the essence of ghosting is you're just starting to get somebody, you get to know somebody and connect with them, and then they disappear. So you don't want to spend a whole season with him, but they could have cut some of them Daniel episodes of nothingness out. I'm just saying. So we spent a lot of time on Daniel for no reason, and we don't even see him no more. So, next week look like she getting some flowers from somebody. Who knows who it's gonna be. It looked like, she back doing well. Hopefully this venture will work with the vendors and the little block party thing she want to have. Seemed like she got back focused on that and kind of let that relationship stuff go with Nathan. Maybe Nathan just served his place. Like God say, people come into your life for a reason or a season. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that was his reason, just to motivate her and get her focused and back on track. So maybe that was it. And I'm glad she know how to let it go. After that happened to me a couple of times, I just realized that it really ain't me. It's either they meet me and the expectation is that, because I'm a certain age, that I want to marry the first person I meet, which is absolutely not the truth, okay? Or, maybe I'm too much. I do have a lot of personality, or maybe, what I'm saying, like they not ready for a level of commitment, so they just run away, and that's okay. Or they like me too much. A lot of times that happens. They like you so much, they just run away. And sometimes I will hear back from these men 6 months later, 8 months later, or when you living your best life on the gram and they watching you glow up and look beautiful, your skin be shining, and you know what I'm saying, your face is clear, your hair is popping. And they like, damn, she was a really nice girl. You making moves in your career, in your life. Because I ain't gonna lie, being a singer, everybody attracted to that aspect of me sometimes. And I don't always like that, because you got to get to know me. Like, I don't walk around singing all day long. You know what I'm saying? But they see you doing shows and they see you, out here trying to live your life. And they want to get back in touch with you, or when they will drop back in, or you get them how you doing, or you look happy, boy, bye. Okay, so you didn't value me when you had me, so move around. But like I said, she back on track, she focused. Molly is still trash. Like, Molly is quickly becoming my most hated character on this show. Like, I do not want to be bothered with her ass. Okay, I'm tired of her. I'm tired of talking about her. She like your hard-headed friend. You just be like, girl, whatever. Okay. And Lawrence, I'm glad to see him. Good breath of fresh air. So let me know what y'all thought about this episode. We got one more left. That's it. This season kind of flew by real fast, right? All right, so let me know what you think. If you want to follow me on social media, you can at Who Is April Dawn on Snapchat and on Instagram. On Instagram is where I live. I live on Instagram. Not so much on Snapchat, and I got rid of my page on Facebook, y'all, because it doesn't get a lot of traffic, and I don't have time to update it all the time. So I'm just letting you guys know that next month, the videos are going to be, I'm going to try to do what I can, but I'm going to be in rehearsals for the Christmas play. So if you live in Houston and you want to come see Christmas is coming uptown, I will be in that play down at the Ensemble Theater. So I will be in rehearsals for that every single day. So I'm going to do my best to get the videos out to y'all as quickly as I possibly can, but there will be a delay. I also want to say hey to all my new subscribers. Hey, new subscribers. And thank y'all for watching my video last week. I think that's the most views I ever got for like a review. So I got like over 1,000 views for my Insecure review. So what up, y'all? Thank y'all for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Also, shout out to James Caldwell. Shout out to Color Me Pink. Shout out to Random TV Reviews. Like, Don't Trip, I Said It. Like, everybody. Thank y'all so much for supporting my channel, giving me a shout out, you know, reposting my video, commenting. Like, I really appreciate everybody who has brought anyone to my channel. And thank you guys for watching and supporting me. All right. I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.